Hello everyone, welcome to another USstreamer, another episode of the Mega Man-a-thon, although since I'm playing a Japanese game here, maybe we should call it the Rock Man-a-thon. I'm sure that pun makes total sense in Japanese. So today, I'm actually not playing a Mega Man game, I'm playing sort of a Mega Man offshoot called Little Samson, which you may have heard of possibly in this week's episode of Retronauts. In a convenient sort of crossover, these two streams have collided. This game actually came out, I think, in 1993, and was released in very limited quantities both in Japan and the US, so it's pretty hard to come by, and I checked prices on it last night. The American cartridge used to sell for like $500, now it's selling for about $2,000, which is absolutely ridiculous. Just a bare cartridge on its own. I'm playing this on real hardware with a real cartridge, but it's not an American cartridge, it's a Japanese cartridge, which I picked up a few years ago, courtesy of a friend who helped me win it in a Japanese auction. And I think it was like $90, which is a lot to pay for a video game, but compared to what you would normally have to pay to get this legitimately, it's not that bad. So anyway, I've played portions of this game, but never played it all the way through. I don't think I'm going to play it all the way through here. I just don't know it well enough to be able to finish it in a stream. And, you know, this is kind of a Mega Man side story. The connection here, and I'm going to go ahead and start, and I'm going to play on easy because I don't know this game that well. If that offends you, you're welcome to leave the stream and post terrible messages about me on Tumblr or whatever, how I'm a problematic game journalist. But I think I'd rather make progress in this game than impress anyone. So, it's off to a great start. Yeah, so anyway, the connection here to Mega Man is not the publisher or developer exactly. It's not a Capcom game like Mega Man was, but the designer of this game, the director, was Akira Kitamura, who I've mentioned a few times in passing during the Mega Man 1 and 2 streams. He was the designer, the character designer of Mega Man, and the main game designer on Mega Man 1 and 2. And he left Capcom after Mega Man 2, and the series kind of became Keiji Inafune's baby because he had been with the series since the start also. But Kitamura, from what I understand, he had some friction with the staff at Capcom. Apparently, from what I read, with some people's postings on Twitter kind of directed at me in the wake of the streams recently, I read that Fujiwara was not really an active member on the original Mega Man. He was kind of like sort of overseeing everything, but not directly involved, and then took a bigger role in Mega Man 2, and for whatever reason, it seems like he and Kitamura did not get along together, and Fujiwara, had kind of created the big main series that Capcom was promoting in those days. Ghosts and Goblins was kind of their big thing in the late 80s. Bigger than Mega Man. Street Fighter didn't really exist in any decent form at that point, so he was kind of a big dog. He was kind of a big dog at Capcom, and even on easy. I did really well with this game, playing a practice run earlier on normal difficulties, but of course I knock it down to easy, and I do terrible. Anyway, so Tokoro Fujiwara, creator of Ghosts and Goblins, stayed at Capcom. Akira Kitamura did not, and he left and founded a company called Takeru, whose name you may have seen on the title screen of this game. Apparently, Koichi Yutsui, the designer of Strider, also went over to Takeru at some point, and he had been at Capcom, of course. So it seems like there was kind of a connection there, maybe like a dumping ground for, not dumping ground, but a safe haven, let's say that, for exiled Capcom staff. Anyway, so this game is very much in the Mega Man vein, although it has a lot of differences too that you'll see as I play further into it, assuming that I can actually beat the stage without embarrassing myself much more. Anyway, this was, I think, Takeru's next to last creation. The game before this, Kokoron, I would like to play, but I don't actually have the means to play it because I don't have the cartridge, and I think it used a special mapper chip, and so I have an NES Mega or EverDrive, but not a Famicom Mega Drive or EverDrive, so I can't actually play this on real hardware. Play that game for you on real hardware at the moment. Maybe if I ever have the chance to track down a Japanese copy of it, but that's also expensive. Anyway, Kokoron, I remember playing, or not playing, but seeing when I was hanging out at a Japanese retro gaming bar with my friend Kyle a few years back when a Tokyo Game Show, and I didn't know what it was, but I saw a dude playing it on the main screen at the bar, and was just like, wow, this is really cool. What is this game? It seems so Mega Man-ish, like all the way from the action to the music, and it turns out that it was created by the designer of Mega Man, hence the connection, the similarity. Anyway, so this is kind of, Little Samson here is sort of a hybrid of Mega Man and Wonder Boy 3, I would say. There's 4 different characters that you can toggle between once you get past this opening sequence, where you play kind of introductory stages for each of the characters. It's kind of a Dragon Quest IV-ish in that way, actually. So that's kind of a neat touch. It's not an RPG per se, but definitely takes some influence. What am I doing? Anyway, so you have these 4 characters that you can play as, and each has its own special power. You may have noticed when I was playing as the main character, Lickle, that he can stick to walls. He's kind of a, based on the Monkey King legend, sort of a monkey boy a la Goku from Dragon Ball. So he can jump high and stick to walls, climb on ceilings. The dragon here cannot do that, but he can fly briefly, and he has this weird arcing shot. I think he can also, he can charge up his attacks. So that's handy to know. Anyway, so that's 2 stages down. I should actually check the chat and make sure people can hear what I'm saying. I see people are trashing me on the chat for playing easy. Yes, very good. And it seems like... Okay, yeah. It seems like people are hearing me and chatting, and that's cool. And someone pointed out the fact that currently the cheapest copy you can buy of this game is the import Famicom version on eBay, which is $300. In fairness, there's always a markup when you're buying Famicom games. Buy it now on eBay. Like, people will buy cheap or less expensive Famicom games and import them, and charge a pretty significant markup and make a profit that way. So I bet if you looked at a Japanese auction, this would probably cost maybe like $150, $200, probably closer to $150 because the dollar is still pretty strong against the yen. Knew that was going to happen. Man, playing an unfamiliar game while you're chattering is not a good idea. Anyway, so yeah, I think this game is one of those cases where if you play the game through illegitimate methods, I don't think anyone's going to complain. It's so expensive and so hard to come by, Japanese or English version. It's not realistic to try to buy a copy of it. And this game will never, I'm positive it will never be reissued because it was published by Taito, which is now owned by Square Enix. They are not really, they don't really seem that interested in kind of archiving and re-releasing their back catalog for people to play. They'd rather remake their games. So between that ownership and the fact that the developer, Takeru, who may actually have the rights to this game, ceased to exist shortly after this game came out, and Akira Kitamura, the company president, has pretty much vanished from the public eye. I don't think you'll ever be able to play this game legitimately unless you're like a lottery winner. And if you are a lottery winner, well, I have a great idea for what you can do with your first, like, $3,000. Anyway, so we're on to the fourth character. I think all the characters have names, but I don't know what they are because I couldn't afford to buy the manual for this game. This is the mouse, and as you've noticed, each character has different attacks and different health meters at the left. This guy only had 2 pegs of health to start with. I picked up some life expanders, but he's a little tricky to use because he's so weak. But he does have a very powerful weapon. His bombs are even stronger than the golem's punches, which is cool. And I don't know what it is with Japanese games and mice that drop bombs, but this is not the first NES game you will have seen to feature a mouse that drops bombs. Of course, there was Mauser from Super Mario Bros. 2, Doki Doki Panic. I don't know what that's about. I know that the Japanese folklore says there is a rabbit on the moon making mochi, but I don't know anything about like mice with bombs making mochi or something, whatever. Anyway, so the intro stages are now done. You can play those in any order you want, but I played them in just the basic order. And so the king has summoned everyone and sent them to do his bidding, but the dragon's like, no, I don't wanna. So he's fighting. And he controls a bit like Metal Man from Mega Man 2. Like, he only attacks when you attack. And playing this game for practice, I had the worst time with this guy. Like, he's really hard. He takes a ton of hits to destroy. And he has multiple attacks, and he attacks you whenever you fire at him, so you have to kind of watch the arc of your jump, and I almost messed myself up there. Man, I hate this guy. He's the worst. So anyway, I'm slowly whittling his health down, and trying to time my attacks carefully, jumping over his charge shot. He got me there. I think I can win. He doesn't hit me with one of those attacks. It'd be kind of sad if I were playing easy and can't win against this guy. How many hits does he take? My goodness. There we go. Alright. The dragon has been cowed. Oh, someone has requested louder voice commentary, so I will turn the volume just a slight bit up, and the game volume just like 1 decibel more quiet. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that's a little better. So I've done the intro stages, and now it's on to the main stage. And we're at the quarter-hour mark almost, so I will do the station intro thing. Hi, welcome to USgamer's random Wednesday livestream, the Mega Man-a-thon side story. I am Jeremy Parrish playing Little Samson, a game designed and directed by the original creator of Mega Man, Akira Kitamura. And I've beaten the intro stages, and now it's on to these next stages. It's a little more linear, got kind of a Castlevania 3 thing going on here with the maps. I think at this point it's linear, and you can switch between any of the characters anytime you want. So, for instance, if I want to play as the Golem, who's very slow, but very strong, and can actually blow up those bubbles that the guys are barfing at me. It's like an evil version of Bub and Bob. I don't know if there are audio cues in this game. I am actually, I have the volume down so that... Whoa, what is that? Man, bad guys everywhere. Okay, well, I'm not impressing anyone at this point. Anyway, what was I saying? Right, I have the audio levels down so that you're not getting, like, feedback from the game. So, I apologize if there are important audio tips that I'm missing out on. I hope you'll understand. Wow, that guy is really kind of a jerk. All these background elements that aren't actually elements. This is actually kind of a uncharacteristically simplistic level for a Kitamura game. There weren't any Mega Man games that were just like, run to the right and shoot stuff as you go. There we go, we've got some platforms. And something this game does that Mega Man games never did is come up with levels that actually scroll upward. I don't think any of the NES Mega Man games had that feature. And here's where his ability to climb walls comes in handy. You can slip past those spikes. So it's kind of like controlling Grant from, what do you call it, Castlevania 3, which is nice. I wonder if I can break those blocks down there. I've never really experimented with this game much. We'll try the mouse. Nope. Okay, back to Samson, or Lickle, or whatever. Like, actually, looking at here, I guess all their names are just Lickle and Dragon and Golem and Mouse, so lack of imagination there, but we'll forgive the game. That was uncool. Gotta watch out for those fireballs. I think that's a podcast, actually. I should probably give some of these health power-ups to the mouse, who's the only one who can sneak through here. I don't know if there's any advantage to that. There's not. But the potential is there, just in case, at some point in the future. Alright, so I'm learning patterns, thriving and surviving. That's what we all love. Can I get that? Yes. Alright. So, obviously this game has much nicer animation than the old Mega Man games, or actually even the later Mega Man games. The games look really great, but Capcom never really did much with the graphics beyond, you know, like new boss enemies, new backgrounds. Mega Man himself, man, those monkeys flying out of my butt, the worst. I think I'm going to give the mouse a health power-up here, or a heart container, whatever you want to call it. I think I'm going to switch to the Golem because he can punch those guys to death. And they just keep respawning. It's like the old Mega Man games that way, too. And another health increase for the mouse. I think you lose health upgrades when you die, so that's not cool. And you can only, you can't switch characters in tight situations where only one character can fit, so that's helpful to know. And it looks like we're at a boss. Shaft, the menacing priest from Castlevania, I guess. I don't think I can hit him with the Golem, so we'll try the Dragon. Surely there's more to this guy than that. Wow, he's even... Wow, this is giving me some major Castlevania vibes. Like, that's totally the pattern that Dracula uses in Castlevania Symphony of the Night when you fight him at the beginning with the high, low, high, or low, high, low. Don't seem to be doing much damage to this guy, though. Oh, right, I can use the charge attack. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go. That's what Mom was talking about. Okay, so he's been toasted. Oh! Huh. So the real fight begins now, okay. Yeah, that's very Castlevania. Wow, he was using Dracula attacks and then he turns into like a giant demon? Oh, and he uses a seeking homing thing like Dracula does. Very interesting. Oh, now I get to start all over. That's exciting. And remember, this is easy mode, because Akira Kitamura, he don't kid around. Oops, I missed. Alright, now I think I'll switch to... Who should I try? Maybe Lickle and see how he does. I feel like this guy is the kind you're just going to want to spam attacks at. And be able to jump nimbly out of the way. Okay, I'm not quite making that. Oh, really? Come on. Shh. Wow, there's some real jerkishness going on in this battle. Oh, my goodness. This game's tough. There we go. Alright, so success. I hope there's not a third phase. Good. Man, I played like half of this game, but I don't remember anything of it after the opening levels. I must have been, I don't know, like asleep or something. Oh, really? I think I can grab that. I'm not going to try. You can stick to walls, but that's just a little bit of a risk. The whole use a life to gain a life, I'm not a big fan of that. So it looks like I'm back in the dragons stage, except now there are no platforms. The dragon can fly, and that's handy. And the tornadoes, it doesn't seem to do any damage to you. Unlike Airman's air shooter, which they very, very strongly resemble, they just kind of drag you in the direction you don't want to go. Oh, took a hit. That's not cool. And had a lot of trouble there at the end of the stage. Alright, on to the next. So every stage starts out with you controlling Lickle, and I think I can ride that, yes. I'm sure there is an advantage. At some point I'm going to want to use the mouse, but I can't imagine when that's going to be. He's just so fragile, and his bombs are very powerful, but very hard to control. I wonder if I can... Okay, I have to go down here. Let's switch to Golem and just punch the crap out of everything. Let's switch away from Golem, because he can't jump worth crap. The mouse is nice because he's very tiny. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of it. The right tool for the right job. I don't know if it's cool to refer to living creatures as tools, but there you go. And that, I believe, is the equivalent of an E-tank. Oh, and it seems like each character gets his own little health power-up. That's a distinction I had not noticed before. Yeah, once you get past the opening stages, the level design starts to be a little more interesting, as opposed to just, you know, walking in a straight line. So that's nice. And another boss. Uh-oh. I wonder if they edited that for the US. Naked boobies. I don't know if Golem is necessarily the best character to use here, but we'll see what happens. Oh, he's so big. He takes hits. And he has no range. I guess Dragon's probably the choice of champions here. Whoop. Maybe not close range, though. I apologize for my lack of witty banter while I try to figure out this battle. And if you haven't checked it out on either Retronauts.com or USstreamer.net, I did talk about this game in the most recent Retronauts micro episode, although as you can imagine it was mostly drawn from memory, and my memory is very faulty, so you're probably getting a better experience watching this episode, or this stream. Apologies for that, for those of you who wasted your 10 minutes listening to an inferior product. And I think the... Oh, wow! What? That was not cool. All of that trouble for nothing. Man, I feel kind of cheated there. She had not come up underneath a platform at any point to that until then, so that's kind of not cool. So I guess kind of seems like bosses have special actions when they're running low on health. Yeah, Dragon is definitely the one to go with here. Next time I will be sure to use the health potion to restore his energy when I'm low on health, so her cheat attack can't hurt me. Oh, pff, what am I doing? Wow. Oh, huh. Interesting. That's something I've never done before. Wow, so there's like a Castlevania Rondo of Blood kind of alternate path system going on here. That's pretty interesting. So apparently by screwing up at that battle, I lost my companions. Yep. So that's good to know. Also, Lickle is a really terrible choice for the stage. I'm learning all kinds of interesting things about this game. It's an exciting experience we can share together. So, let's see, we are halfway through the stream, I think, and clearly I'm not going to be able to beat this game in an hour. But, what is that? But I am Jeremy Parrish, and you are watching USgamer's daily-ish, weekly-ish, whatever, stream. This is the Mega Man-a-thon Gaiden, as I play Little Samson by Mega Man designer Akira Kitamura. Those projectiles are really hard to dodge. That looks, yeah, spiky, but there's health up there. Oh yeah. Maybe I should be doing this all along. Oh yeah, right. Oh, no, don't want to do that too long because there's spikes. Oh, that's pretty clever. They can afford to do some interesting things with the level design. Oh, in this game because of the character's different abilities. So I assume I have to beat this character. Whoa! It's like Magnet Man. Kitamura is borrowing ideas from Mega Man games he didn't work on. I think I'm going to let myself die here so I can start over at this boss battle with full health. Getting the hang of the pattern, though, so that's good. That was a little too ambitious a jump, I think. I actually might not need to die if I keep playing like this. What a rare miracle. I assume those are the guys from Gargoyle's Quest. Yeah, well, there we go. Another boss down. Hopefully I get my companions back. Yes. Wow, that's also very Castlevania, with the orb descending once you beat the boss. I never really noticed all the Castlevania connections in this game, but it's nice. Alright, so... Yes. Okay. Quick pause for a drink of water, and on to the next stage, with my full party in tow. That's right. Okay, apparently I can't blow that guy up. I'm not sure about those skulls. They seem a little cheap since they just kind of fly at you as soon as they hit the edge of the screen. dragon could use a little more health. And... wow. The skull theme is not impressing me. Ugh. That guy was surprisingly durable. So, I'm just going to play through this game as far as I can, and then see, you know, where I can get in an hour. What in God's name? Man. There's some crazy stuff happening in these stages, so be sure to kill skulls when possible. It kind of reminds me of the fireballs that fly up in Fireman stage in Mega Man. So I can see lots of little ideas coming home to roost. That guy was not in Mega Man stage, though. He's just a jerk. Anyway, so next time I stream, which I guess will be tomorrow, it will be a different game, no matter how far I get into this. I hope you are not too disappointed. I guess I could play Mega Man 3 tomorrow, but who knows. Alright, so that's not a good idea. There's some pretty varied graphics to this game, like background themes and everything. I mean, I knew that, but when you know, just kind of sit down and really play it in one go, and the styles just keep changing, it's really pretty impressive. Oh, look, a 1-up that I didn't have to kill myself to get. Guess I gotta switch to Lickle here. I'm sure the water will be easier to manage once I get the gravity suit. Yeah, actually this stage has kind of reminded me a bit of Super Metroid. Like, these platforms here are very much like the secondary areas of Brinstar, with those things that suck you down into them and you have to jump out. I feel like this game's kind of a Rorschach test. I just keep seeing things in it. It's like a test to see what video games I've experienced in the past. Yeah, that's pleasant. Let's try Dragon's Super Breath here. Oh, blocked. Oh. Doesn't seem to be doing me much good. These enemies take a lot of hits. It's never been a big, I've never been a big fan of that. It just seems kind of like a cheap way to pad a game's length. Big boss is really tedious and, you know, drag on forever. Working Designs did that with some of their games, like oh, come on. Like Alundra. That was definitely the least appealing part of an otherwise really good game. Oh yeah, right, I can fly around and not have to worry about where he comes up. If only I had thought of that sooner. Okay, so yeah, once you get the pattern, it's just a matter of performing enough hits against the bad guy to destroy it. And that's another boss down. So, with that stage completed, I'm going to have a look over at the chat just to see if there's any important information I need to address. Someone points out the music is not that good, and I agree. When I was putting together the Retronauts episode, it was kind of hard to find good music to play in the background. Oh well. Otherwise, it's really awesome. So, not seeing anything that needs addressing in the stream, so time to move along. Yeah, oh! I was just gonna talk about how much I enjoy the, oh, what is that? No, man, that was just not cool. And I see we have vanishing blocks here. Oh, okay, they're not actually vanishing, they just appear to vanish. Interesting. That was a big fake out for the Mega Man fans. Okay, so I need to drop down. And grab onto that. Hopefully not die in the process. The spike line ceiling is not cool. And the skulls are the worst. Oh, still getting used to the grab controls. You have to like press A at just the right time. It's pretty generous with the hit detection on grabbing walls, but still a little tricky. But I think they knew this was going to be hard, because look, there's an extra life right there. And somehow I passed right through the platform. I guess maybe the dragon might make this a little easier? Maybe not, I don't know. Oops. He jumps really high, and that is a bad idea. I'm going to fall and die. Yes! Alright, so dragon, provisionally useful, but not all the time. So with this infinitely respawning one up here, I guess we can just keep going at this over and over again. What is up with that platform that I just keep falling through? It seems really weird. Okay, so it's just like a fake out? Okay, that's a real platform. I'm not really crazy about that. Kind of a weird... Oh, nice. Weird visual design choice. Yeah, okay, so that same kind of platform is solid ground here. Up there it's just a fake out. Questionable design choice. Okay, now I'm getting the hang of it. But I still have to contend with those skulls and platforms. And I know those platforms don't actually disappear, but man, that's such a psych out. It doesn't seem to do much good to kill the skull guy, because as soon as you do, he comes back. Why yes, this is a game created by the creator of Mega Man. Oops. I'm gonna get that technique down one of these days. Someone recommended using the mouse for this section. That might be good, but he's so fragile. I'm kind of worried that, you know, one or two hits and I'm gone. Let's see. Oh, he does have the extra health bar, but if I miss the jump, then he gets reset to 2 hit points. That's not a good trade-off, in my opinion. See, like, that guy spawned right at my feet. That would have been a disaster for the poor little mouse. Having a lot of trouble with those spikes on the ceiling. And that guy shot at me 3 times instead of 2 like the other skulls, so this game just keeps changing the rules to be cruel. I saw you coming, buddy. Of course, if I die, it's back to the beginning. That's gonna be tricky. Oh, I just missed it. Is it back to the start? Oh, it's back to the start. That's rough. So we may have seen as far as I'm going to make it in Little Samson. I don't know. This part's just kicking my butt. I'm not even that bad at platformers. I don't know what the deal is. It's just a tough game. They don't make them like this anymore. This is the Dark Souls of really expensive NES games. I didn't just say that. Aha. Strategy. Now I see. Oops. Well, that was not that great. Okay, so I am advancing along these blocks and making really poor life choices. Yeah, I got cocky. But I can just keep grabbing that one up and do this forever and ever. And ever and ever. Someone in the stream mentioned it's nice to see someone streaming from an analog NT. Yes, I figured I might as well get my money's use out of this thing. It was not a small investment, kind of like this game, so at least, you know, I can do something interesting with it. The past few streams I've been doing have only been broadcasting at 30 frames per second for some reason, which is, you know, that's fine, but with these NES games, they were really keyed to NTSC's 60 frames per second. It's not a just like a visual snob thing. People noticed some really major flicker in Mega Man 2, and that is because of the frame rate issue. So I'm hoping I bumped up my bandwidth today. Theoretically, my network should support it. I had like 300 megabits per second upload, so you'd think I can handle like a 5 kilobyte stream, or 5 megabyte or whatever. But we'll see. Anyway, so I'm hoping that the improved data transmission rate will let this game look a little smoother. You really notice the 30 frames per second, the frame dropping, when you have a lot of enemies on a line, or you know, a lot of projectiles flying around. The NES would slow down, but it would also switch around sprite priority, so there's a lot of flicker. You don't really see that this much in this game, and I think that's because it's on a more advanced mapper chip than Mega Man 2 was, so it can handle that kind of thing better. Or maybe they were just smarter about the design of the game and didn't tax the NES quite so much. But in any case, you know, 60 frames per second does look really nice when you're looking at these old games. Is that a trap? You know I don't trust it. Oops. Missed again. If only I had the bubble lead here. I guess one way to... yeah. So the bad guys can stand on those things, but I can't. It's annoying. I basically don't trust any surface in this game now. So yeah, as I was saying, you know, getting good frame rates on NES games is nice because it does make a difference, not just with flicker and that sort of thing, but the sprites just move around more nicely. Oh, good, a boss. I was just thinking how much I would love to have to fight a boss and then... whoa! The Super Metroid vibe is just going and going. That's like the little ghost things from Phantoon's stage. What is up with these giant projectiles? That's not cool at all. I'm also not a big fan of the tiny projectiles. Ah. Aw, box me in, why don't you? Okay, one boss down. I don't have to do that stage ever again. Hooray! So let's see. Someone in the chat who mentioned streaming from an analog, NT, says that they stream from the NT themselves, and that's cool. They don't have this cart, and that's understandable. I do not advocate piracy, but in this case, for this game, you might consider an EverDrive 8, which will let you play NES games from ROMs. Maybe a friend can let you borrow a copy of Little Samson or Lickle or whatever you want. Okay, I can see this is going to be a fun one. Oh. Get a little bit of a Mega Man 2 Dr. Wily stage with this spike drop here. This game really is kind of like a greatest hits collection of the NES. Just so many elements that you've seen in other games, but put together really well. I mean, it's kind of cruel, but... oh. And if I can ever get the hang of the controls... Alright, Dragon, let's try that. There we go. Another letdown. Actually, I think the Golem can just stand on spikes, so I probably should have just used him. I'm actually having a really hard time telling exactly where I'm supposed to be going in these stages, but apparently I've ended up in Conquest of the Crystal Palace, and I believe the dragon is the one to use here because, yeah, he doesn't slide on ice. I don't know what that was, but that was not cool. Alright, so there's like a mini version of the boss that I fought that had the Magnet Man ability, and it can shoot lightning bolts at me, even when it's dead. Aha. So I've got that down, and also an enemy randomly dropped a 1-up, so I'm really kind of making it rich here. How many lives do I have? 7. That's so many. I could just play this game forever. But I don't think I will. And the dragon's arcing shot is helpful here. Yes. Assuming he'll die. But maybe that guy won't actually take damage until he activates. Interesting. Kind of a Metool sort of thing. Metool. Oh, that's interesting. Kind of slide along the wall because of the ice. There's such great attention to detail in this game. Do I really want to be doing this? Oh, yeah, why not? And I think if I switch over to Golem... Yeah. No damage from the spikes, so that's good. There's probably a way to get up there and hunt for secrets. Or not, you know. It's just a random column into the sky. Oh! Stupid sliding. Okay, so back to the dragon, who has good traction. I don't know why, but this stage has given me a real, not Conquest of the Crystal Palace, but actually, Gargoyle's Quest. There's a few palaces and fortresses that kind of look like this. I swear I'm not just doing train spotting with this game, but there is a little bit of that. I feel like I'm kind of cheating here, but with this game, I'm okay with that. Something terrible will probably happen to me if I try to go for that one-up. That just seems to be the way this game works. It's geared to hate. It's like MODOK. I can probably come up with an acronym or a backronym for that if I try. Oh. Get me out of here. Ready to be done with the stage. Okay, and now there's a boss. And that looks horrible. What is this, like, boss from Castlevania, Super Castlevania? Oh, he's got minions. But not like, you know, the little yellow minions. Oop. Guess I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. Oh, dragon, no! Okay, seems like a good place to use the dragon's charge shot. But, you know, maybe if I can actually hit the bad guy with it. Jeremy's having trouble with pattern recognition today. Oh, yeah, maybe I can just fly right into him. Oh wow, actually, yes, Rodane from Castlevania 4, that's the name of the guy. I don't want to use him, he's terrible. At least for this boss. We are getting close to 5 PM, so I don't think I'm going to be streaming much longer, and in any case, I have my doubts as to whether I'll actually be able to get past this guy. Thing he does where he corners me is not cool. Yeah. Alright, so this may be as far as we'll see in Little Samson. Even on easy mode, this game is tough. What is that? Come on. Alright, I can fly. I should take advantage of that occasionally. Alright, so... Oh, yeah, he's got the... That Zelda 2 thing going on. Rebanak, that's the guy's name. It was a fake-out kill. I do not approve. Come on now. Do I have a health potion? I do. Whoop. Let's use that. Okay. Maybe I should try the mouse. Whoop. Maybe not. Mouse seems like a terrible choice here. What is this thing he keeps doing where he almost dies but doesn't actually? Not a fan. Alright, so is there a trick to this? Okay, audio cue. My fire is hitting his shield. So, what happens when he drops? Am I supposed to kill him that way? There we go, okay. It was all about Lickle all along. So let's see, it's about 5-5 for me in this part of the world. So maybe I will go ahead and try one last stage and see how it goes, but I think I need to wrap this up. What was that password? Mist? Oh, now we're onto a temple. It's these little guys again. I probably should have given that to the dragon. Oh well, my mistake. The skeleton people are not very durable. They explode when they bump into a wall. So anyway, I will do the spiel to wind down. If you've been watching this stream, and apparently a fair number of you have, thanks for joining me, even though I kind of don't know what I'm doing in a lot of parts of this game. It was a journey of discovery for both of us. It's been a while since I played this game beyond the first stages, so I apologize for my clumsiness. But anyway, I have enjoyed playing this sort of spiritual connector to the Mega Man-a-thon. After this game was released, I think Takeru, the developer, produced one more game, which was like a visual novel about the Titanic or something, and that did horribly. The company closed down, and Kitamura just kind of vanished from the public eye. I read that he joined Mitchell, the company that you may know from nice, from creating sort of the Strider offshoot spiritual successor. Man, I'm just blowing it all over the place. What was the game called? Crap, I totally forgot the name. Oh, Samson, come on. Anyway, I'm doing a terrible job of wrapping this up. Anyway, yes, so interesting game, very challenging. The creator disappeared after his company went out of business, supposedly joined Mitchell. No one knows of anything that he actually worked on while he was at Mitchell. And since then, the people who worked with him at Capcom have not really kept in touch with him. I don't know if they don't know where he is, or he's just kind of reclusive, or what, but in any case, he's pretty much out of the public eye. And there's a interview with him from 2011, which is the only interview I've seen with him ever, and it's at smuplations.com. You should check that out. I mentioned it in my Retronauts story, but it's a great interview. It's Hitoshi Ariga interviewing him, the illustrator of a ton of Mega Man manga and comics, and official artist on a few of the Mega Man games, including Rockman and Forte, which came out for Super Famicom in the late 90s. It's a really lengthy interview, talks a lot about the design process of the early Mega Man games. Just a good read. But anyway, you can definitely see a lot of the spirit of Mega Man in here. Although this is kind of doing a bit of the like unfairness that you sometimes see in Mega Man games. But I think that's just kind of down to 8-bit game design. But you know, you've got the little tiny hero, great animation, an interesting power system. In this case, you're not earning powers, you're switching between different characters at will. Maybe that's what I should do. No, that's a bad idea. Okay. So yeah, there's definitely some of that spirit going on here, and it's just a really solid, well-designed, interesting game. And very difficult and very expensive. So like I said, the Dark Souls of NES games. Which is an idiotic cliche, and I apologize for saying it. So tomorrow I will be streaming at the same time another Mega Man game for the next part of the Mega Man-a-thon, and then Friday I'm actually out of the office, so the Mega Man-a-thon will resume next week on Monday. For those of you who have been watching, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. If you want to go back and see parts of the stream, if you came in late and are curious about me playing areas of the game more competently, I highly recommend checking out the stream archive that will go up on YouTube. Right, that's what I'm supposed to do with this guy. And, not cool. Okay, I should probably just wrap this up before I get any more frustrated. Yeah. Right, golem. Okay. So yeah, thanks for watching. This has been Jeremy Parrish for USgamer.net, playing Little Samson, and I hope you have enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow.